And welcome to the second season of the Hotness Unleashers show, episode 4, where the sunshine comes out. I want to welcome everybody to this particular episode and say hello to the people in the comments who have just showed up. Jules and Kristen and Dr. Constance Leland, aka CJ, as part of the Hounds of Business group, and Ken, of course, and LinkedIn user, because I don't know who that is right now, but Susanna, man, look at this. This is going to be so much fun. We're going to see 500-600 comments today. Probably, I hope, right? And if we can get even more than that, the energy just builds on itself. I remember when Nicole came in here for the first time and she was announced by Susanna and she was literally freaked out. The energy was so great. And I'm so happy, Nicole, that you are here as a guest on the show today. And it didn't take long to make that conversion. All right, so a little bit of housekeeping. First off, what is Hotness Unleashers show? The Hotness Unleashers show is an hour once a month where we come together to pay attention to other people or their work in an intentional way. And when we do that, I call that unleashing hotness. It feels really good, and it is a silly name, and I use it because I'm hoping that you remember it, and it's something that you can take with you and you can carry along and make part of your life, because guess what? We can spend so much time looking at ourselves, and let's just take a moment to look at other people and acknowledge what they're bringing and celebrate that in a intentional way. Right. And I love that there are so many other movements out here, like Calvin. I'm seeing you do it, and I've seen that the Hounds of Business are doing it, and this is where we're moving, right? And look at Ken, like Ken is here, and he's just like, boom, savor the flavor. I love that guy. I got Paul, man, it's just great. Okay. So that said, I am sporting. This is not an advertisement for Buc-ee's, because I don't know what Buc-ee's is.
What? How do you not know what Buc-ee's is, Trevor?
I don't have Buc-ee's in Northwest Washington, but I have I have a Buc-ee's travel mug. Yeah, because I love Adam Spock, and Adam had me sporting a Buc-ee's travel mug in one of his posters that he put up, because we became friends on the Hotness Unleashers show, and I didn't know what this was, but now look, I got one, the official drinkware of the Hotness Unleashers show, Buc-ee's. Awesome. I got this on Amazon, so you too can have one for $21. So there you go. All right, so that said, the other thing it's been on my mind before we get started, and I know we got a tight schedule today, and Nausheen, you got a hard stop, so we're gonna get there. I promise. One more thing I need to get off my chest is that this is not an exclusive community, okay? Mm-hmm. You are invited to participate. You're invited to be part of it. You are invited to share hotness with anybody. I don't own that term. I have no interest in owning it necessarily. I'm just here to say, like, hey, how do we refer to it in a way that we remember? And if anybody feels left out or excluded, man, I will bring you on the show, and you can be a guest, and you can start announcing Unleashers like nobody's business. All right. I just want to put it out there. All right. So that's what we got. All right. So the way the show works is that everybody's going to take a turn announcing a single Hotness Unleasher. And when they're done, we're going to do it again. And we're going to do that 4 times. And hopefully within 57 minutes from now, we will be done, because I don't want to leave here. I don't want Nausheen to just exit the building. All right. So we got to get started. So here we go. All right. So we're going to start with Calvin and Calvin. Now we are going to do a little bit of an intro this time on this particular show. So I'm going to fire up my little drum roll. And Calvin, please tell us a bit about who you are and why you keep showing up, buddy.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you, Trevor, for letting me be on the show. And just a quick story. Trevor has been asking me to be on the show for a while, and I have not been avoiding him. Things have come up, but this was the one. This is the one probably this summer that I thought good chance that I could be here. I am a motivational speaker. I've been doing it since COVID started, 40 some years in education before that. And I just thought it was time for me to get out, use my experience and my know-how, and talk about leadership and diversity. I tell you what triggered really me getting into this field, and that was right around the time of the Black Lives Matter, when it was going really strong and there were lots of diversity issues. I thought, this is what I'm talking about. This is part of who I am, and I need to be a part of this. So I've put that into what I do, trying to bring people together, communities together, trying to talk about difficult issues, but maybe in a lighter way. And hopefully I can make some changes. And the other thing I do, Trevor and folks, is try to uplift folks. So if they're down, you're gonna see me. I'm not a what's the word for it? There's a word for positivity, but not doing it the right way. And I hope I do it the right way. Right. I'm trying to make sure that people know that there's a good side to everything, and life is worth living, and there's always hope. So that's my big deal, and that's who I am. And so I hope that tells you a little bit about me. I'm from Virginia, by the way. I'm in Texas, and we have Buc-ee's here, so I'll throw that in there too.
Okay. So I'm not alone. So people know what Buc-ee's is. All right, Calvin. So thank you for that introduction. Like I said, man, I'm seeing you out here. You're doing the Hotness Unleashing, even though you're not calling it, and I love it. So I'm glad that I was able to get you on the show and bring you in. All right, so you are welcome here. All right, so we're gonna drum roll it up, and you are gonna announce your first Unleasher of the day. Here we go.
Okay. Right. So my first Unleasher of the day is Nancy Gray, and she is just an amazing person. I think we met probably about 2 years ago, and it was at the height of some stuff that wasn't going. This lady is a salesperson, but she's more than that. She just does great things. She's always uplifting folks. She's visible. Her visibility is incredible, and I wish I could be that visible, but I don't look that good. So I don't know if people will want to see me that many days. But anyway, she's all of that and that much more. And maybe that's what I need to say. Stop right there.
All right, people. So anybody in the audience, anybody in the comments, please tag in Nancy Gray and celebrate her in the comments so she gets notified by the LinkedIn machine that she has been inducted into the Hotness Unleasher community, because that's what we're all about, right? We're all about inclusion and celebration. So yeah, so tag away. All right, so that means that we have none other than Elise Vue, who is here now to introduce herself.
Trevor, can I just say how amazing of a job you've done? I have watched you from day one, and this is really incredible.
Well, thank you. It's so much fun. I can't get enough. All right. So thank you.
Hello, everyone. For those of you who don't know me, I've been on sort of a sabbatical break. Previously in RevOps, still trying to figure out what I want to do in the sense, but for those of you who know me, I have been really core focus in PR, comms, and as well as marketing. On the B2B side, my job really has been helping subject matter experts find their voice. So from a professional standpoint, that was to media, that was to their employees, that was to their customers, right? And I think it's been really incredible in the last 12 months, really actually in the last 24 months, having worked with Rev Genius, as well as Syncery, where I've had the opportunity to bring folks like you all together, especially in RevOps, go-to-market teams, that means sales and marketing, really figure out who are you, what are you passionate about, and how can we bring you to life in this space in the industry, and how can we grow and level up together. And that has really been the core of my focus. Right now, I've got a couple things cooking up with a few folks in the industry, but that's more to come. So that's today. Currently open for work. So
Okay.
wants to network, they're totally open. But yeah, if you want to just tap me, I know Trevor, I've been sort of MIA, but I think you've just unleashed me.
Hey, I had to chase you down. I actually had to resort to email. To find you. I was like, okay, email if I must. All right, well, and it worked. It actually worked. So there you go. The channel is viable and it can function. And so with that, all right, with that admission, we are going to have you announce your first Unleasher right now. Here we go.
Yes, Melissa McCready. If you don't know her, please add her. I met her, she organized an event at Lean Data that I had attended as a speaker. We collaborated, and since then have become really good friends. When I was impacted by the layoffs in March, she was one of the first ones that I called and said, hey, this is what happened. And the first thing she said to me was, what do you want to do? And that's when you know that you have created a relationship whether that's through LinkedIn, in person, that they're there for you beyond your day-to-day partnerships, beyond your day-to-day colleague friendships, that they're really, truly there to support you, and that you're going to do something that you want to and what you love. And those are the people that you want to surround yourself with. And that's Melissa for you.
Awesome. Melissa, welcome to the Hotness Unleasher community. Elise, thank you so much for bringing her into our midst, because people will actually go to work for us instead of just, talking about going to work for us. That's really where the rubber meets the road. Okay, so next we are going to go to Mr. Miller. Please introduce yourself.
Hey, everybody. I'm Henry. I've been on LinkedIn for quite a bit. Haven't done so many live shows, but more recently I've been kind of getting into that. I spent 21 years in the military and in the Air Force. Lived all over the place, lived all over the globe. Got to see some really cool places and some not so fun places, obviously. That's just one of those things that kind of comes alongside with being in the military. But I really loved it, enjoyed it. I retired, about 5 years ago or so. I've been in the private sector since. So I've been working in human resources and training and development, because that's a lot of what I did in the military as a whole, supporting multiple agencies and that sort of thing. Right now I'm working in human resources and training, and I also own my own consulting business where I do HR and training consulting as well. So I've been consulting on a really cool project out there. I'm out in VR, and it's just coming together really nicely and stuff like that. And I really love this community out here. I think it's just super awesome, and I just love impacting people. That's why I'm out here, right? So I'm just really genuine like that. You'll see me say a lot of things about work culture and leadership, because I think that they go hand in hand, right? Developing people and caring about people is what it's all about, and that's what makes organizations successful. So I'm really excited to be here today with all these awesome people out here.
Nice. Thank you, Henry. Okay, so you care about people. All right, let's put it up. Let's find somebody else who cares about people. So we're going to move on to your first Hotness Unleasher. You ready?
All right.
Okay, let's make it happen.
And my first one is Brian. So Brian and I met here on LinkedIn, actually. We met through, I think, Social Saturday. He was kind of interacting on posts. We were, kind of intertwined with different people on LinkedIn. And, some things just resonated with me and with him. So we kind of took it to the DMs, and then, we kind of chatted a couple times. And he is awesome, right? Because he's all about the light, and it's all about pushing out that kind of darkness that's out there in the world. A lot of it has to do with mental health, which is something I'm a huge advocate for, because, you tend to, sometimes you just feel alone, right? Like people are out there feeling just really like they're the only ones going through it. And, I'm a real big proponent of saying we're all going through different things that you have no idea, right? So be the light for somebody, be positive for somebody, not crazy positivity, but be positive and let them know hey, I'm with you. You're not alone. And he started something called Light Warriors. I was actually one of his first guests, along with Crystal, this past Wednesday at lunchtime. We did a little 1 hour just audio where we just kind of talked about mental health and the need for, being the light for other people. And the only way to kind of push out that darkness is by everybody trying to be better and do better each day. So big shout out to Brian. He's doing big things. Really love it. He's a brother of mine, because obviously he was in the military, so he's a veteran as well. Being a brother and sister never really goes away. So
love it.
Love it.
Man, I've been seeing Brian all over the place too. So I can just, his activity has really begun to bubble up, and his visibility, at least to me, is so when I saw him come through as one of your unleashers, I was like, oh yeah, I know that guy. I don't know him. I don't know him, but I see him everywhere. So that's everywhere. That's where we are. Okay, thank you, Henry. Welcome to the Hotness Unleasher community, Brian. And I can see that the audience has done their job. Right, they are tagging Brian like crazy. I want every single Unleasher's notifications to literally just light up as if they were on fire. Okay, I want to be true to our mission and let them know that they have been called out and they are part of this group. Okay, so with that, Jenna, are you ready?
I'm ready.
Okay, here we go. So please take a moment to introduce yourself.
Hi, everyone. My name is Jenna Irving. I'm a copywriter and content marketer. I have been on LinkedIn for about a year. And yeah, it's been It's been great. I'm launching a new service, I think at the end of the summer, which I'm super excited about, but keeping it on the down low right now. So.
Okay, a new service that is
so
mystery. So did you? Because my brain just kind of like had a little bit of a blank spot right there. So did you say when you're launching the service? And I just
end of the summer. End of the summer.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, that is a good time to launch stuff because the Hotness Unleashers show was launched August 20th of 2022. So and that's kind of end of the summer-ish, right? I mean, just bump my light. But hey.
And I got the sun shining. It's coming right in.
You got the sun shining right there. You're kind of glowing. All right. Now, Jenna, I do want to tell everybody in the house that you're in Canada and I live north of you. And I'm not in Canada. And I was telling the group here that that's cool because it is kind of cool. And we are very close. Like really close.
Yeah. When I say I live on an island, people are like, what?
Yeah. No, Vancouver Island. It's right there. I've been there. I don't really go there because it's like a 3-hour ferry ride or something. It's very expensive to ferry over there.
Yeah, I took the seaplane this past week, as you saw. So that's
hey, there you go. Seaplanes. All right. There you go. Solving problems, just like that. All right. So Jenna, are you? I do also want to say, I want to speak to the collaboration thing that you inspired. Okay, so I don't really know what the whole background story was of the Charity Water Foundation and what that was really about, but I know that Amber tuned into it, Amber Williams, and what that resulted in was a collaboration effort by me and several others. So Amber and Nadine and Sam and Nathan, we made a video, and for me, I got to tell you how big that was. So you were kind of like this little domino I didn't even know, and I want to acknowledge that, and I want to just say like that. Seeing how that kind of came down was why I reached out and said, hey, do you want to be a guest? Right. So that's kind of how this whole thing comes full circle. All right. But we have an agenda to stick to. So enough of me waxing poetic about the Genesis story. Okay. Here we go. All right. You're ready. So your first Hotness Unleasher is going to
be... Yay. Karen Nicholas. So Karen. If you don't know Karen, you just have to so I'm a writer and I'm a huge fan of words, but what I've learned is that actions really speak louder, and the people I've chosen today are people of actions and that people that just go beyond words. So Karen Nicholas, if you just spend 5 minutes with her or listen to her on a podcast, you just know she's special. She goes out of her way to actively support people, support good causes, and is one of the most sincere-hearted, genuine people I have met on LinkedIn. She's a communications expert and a writer, and she posts, I think, almost daily on LinkedIn, posts filled with all kinds of expert communication advice, anything from like grammar to language tips, presentations. It's really excellent stuff, just different stuff than the usual. And she recently started a series where she shares a real life story of incredible kindness and action, which I think she shares every Wednesday. So like good news and just like so much positivity, and I cannot recommend her enough.
Awesome, right? Look at this. I've got 574 mutual connections with Karen, which is not a record. I think the record I have is like with Stavina Cullen, maybe, but it's like in the thousands. But still, that's a lot, right? We have a lot of overlap, and I don't know Karen, right? I don't see her, and we're connected, but we're just not overlapping too much. So this is what I love, right? You just I should. Sounds like it. Like we're just totally overlapped, and we've got so many people in common, and we're into a lot of the similar same stuff. So bring it. All right. Thank you, Jenna. Thank you so much. All right. So we're going to move on to LaChelle. LaChelle, you ready to introduce yourself?
Yes, I am.
Okie doke. Drum roll, please. Come on. There we go. Oh, come on. There we go. Bam. LaChelle, you're up.
Well, thank you so much for the opportunity first for having me, Trevor. I'm really excited about being able to meet so many different people. So I am also known as America's Supermom. I'm the mother of 15 children. We still have 10 at home. So I am a vitality coach. I help people navigate through the chaos of everyday life and transform that into clarity and confidence with a smile. I have overcome 13 years of depression and 3 hospitalizations. And I'm all about teaching people how to love themselves, how to collaborate rather than compete, and be able to be the best version of themselves. So I am very passionate about people who align with that mission. And I also just want to give a shout out to Henry and Brian because I was able to witness their first room that they had. And it was an amazing discussion. And I think topics around mental health are always a hard topic to address. And I love to be able to raise those conversations and really transform people's mindsets about it. You know, it's just the little things that we can do to get the conversation started to create momentum for everybody healing. But I'm excited to be here today.
Awesome. Well, you are welcome to be here. And I'm really trying to think of something to say in response to 15 kids that isn't so cliched and dumb that
Cheers. How about that? We both have our mugs. How about that?
cheers. All right. I hit my max at 4 and we're going to leave it at that. All right. So LaChelle, are you ready to announce your first Unleasher of the day?
Yes.
Okay, let's go. Bam, Enya Sung, let's go.
Okay, so I just really couldn't think of another person first that I would not want to mention is any. He is great at creating community rooms to really highlight the value of writing. He does other rooms as well, but on my healing journey through depression, there was so much value in being able to write things down. And in addition to that, you first have to have the trust to be vulnerable with people so that you can get to the truth of the matter. He does this wonderfully. He has rooms all times throughout the week with various people, authors, people that do NLP, really helps you to grow and kind of start diving into that self development. So he was top on my list. So follow his content.
Okie doke. Thank you so much for bringing him in. Okay, so it has been pointed out to me by people who care for us as a community that I am going too slow. All right, so we're gonna get this going. All right, so thank you, LaChelle. Welcome to the Hotness Unleashers community. Annie, off we go. All right, Nausheen, please introduce yourself.
Awesome. Hi, Trevor. Hi, everyone. This is such a great thing, such a great event to do on a Saturday because it's very relaxing and it feels like it's just a bunch of us hanging out. So thank you again, Trevor, for putting this together.
You're
And I
welcome.
believe I've been following you pretty much since the start, since like August or September last year. So in the interest of time, I am a leadership communications coach, which is a fancy way of saying that I help people speak better on any platform for any occasion. And that's basically it. We can get into it. We can get into the first Hotness Unleasher profile.
Okie doke. Here we go. All right, thanks, Nausheen.
So Marco is a wonderful human being. And if you guys aren't connected, I would really, really recommend reaching out to him. He does this series of imperfect stories where he talks about a story from his life or sometimes from his friends' lives. And he just really stands for mental health awareness. He stands for how we are all just living our lives and it's hard sometimes and we should talk about that. And stories don't need to be perfect and neatly tied up in a bow. And he's very open and vulnerable when he shares his own struggles and challenges. So he's a wonderful human being. If you follow him, you'll start seeing his content and you'll know exactly what I mean. So
okay, awesome. Well, thank you,
yeah.
Nausheen, for bringing Marco into this community. I love the theme of focusing on mental health because, as a parent, moving through post-COVID recovery is a big deal. We're still seeing that fallout. I'm seeing it, right? It's there. It is real. It took a toll. And so, yes, I think all this focus on mental health is 100% appropriate, and I want to keep doing it because it needs attention. All right, so with that, we are going to move on to our next guest. Nicole, you are up, and please introduce yourself.
Hey everyone, I'm Nicole Angai-Galindo. I think better known out there as Nick. Are you hearing a lot of feedback?
Nope, got nothing. You are perfect. Keep going.
Okay, I'm hearing shh on my end for some reason. That's probably my nerves. I just want to say that I'm up with a panel of people that I probably have never met before. And that is what I love about this whole show, is that Susanna brought me on. And that was the first time I'd ever watched the Hotness Unleasher. So this is probably like my second time, and I'm on it.
You're
That
on it.
just goes to show you the power of how one person can touch one person's life and how exponential it could grow. So I came on at the end of December last year. I launched my company, The Gifted Bipolar Writer. I'm a content creator as well as ghostwriter, though I do have a full-time job. And I am a member of the Hounds Pack. And I'm just thrilled to be here. So thank you so much.
I'm so happy that you're here, and I just remember meeting you for the first time, and it was just incredible. And I love how you depict yourself here in your profile banner. It's just perfect. It's just perfect. All right, so let's move on. So, who is your first Hotness Unleasher of the day? Here we go. Boom.
So my first Hotness Unleasher is a really good friend of mine, Samantha Marikit. And when I say she's my good friend, we didn't meet that long ago. And I gotta tell you something. I think we fell in love at first sight. We talk. This girl is like the supporter. There's no other way to say it. She shows up for everyone, every time. And even though she is a property developer, building out a holistic community on 130 acres in the Philippines, not to mention she is an ex-model as well, tall, thin, and beautiful. This girl doesn't talk about herself. It's not about talking herself up. It's about talking everybody else up. And that, I think, is what is growing on this LinkedIn community. So please connect with Samantha Marikit.
You know, I love this. I love this. I love this. I would never have met Samantha Marikit ever. Like, never would have met her. And here she is. And, you know, she's in the Philippines doing this stuff. Awesome. I love it. Thank you so much, Samantha Marikit. You are welcome in the Hotness Unleasher community. Okay, Calvin, you're going to be up next. Are you ready, buddy?
I am ready, sir. And
Well,
I'll be quick.
Let's do it.
All right. Well, my next guy is the amazing Doug Scope. Now, Doug and I, we met through a coffee in the morning kind of series in South Florida, or based out of South Florida. It's called Coffee with Kelly. Doug is just a great guy. And I'll echo some of what everybody else has been saying about people who are, I think it was Jenna who said, people who are people who say something, that's great, but people who actually do things, it takes it to the next level. Doug is that kind of a guy. If you need an MC, this is the man. You talk about a guy with a voice and a guy that projects and a guy that can just off the cuff. My goal would be to one day be his straight man, because you know how straight men don't have to do a whole lot. They're the guys you make fun of, and he would be my guy. And so anyway, Doug Skoke is the guy you got to connect with.
Okay, I'll do it, because look at this. And I grabbed these slides late last night, and I'm not connected to Doug yet, but I got to fix that. I mean, anybody saying driven by your mission, not my commission, I get that. I get that. And we're talking about sales and how sales uses bully tactics, and that's got to end. We got to end that. And so here we are. I love it. Thank you, Calvin. Doug, you are welcome to the Hotness Unleasher community. All right, let's move on. Elise, you are up next. Here we go. Drum roll, please. Bingo. Jeff, you're up.
My next unleasher is Jeff Ignacio. So for those of you who don't know him, he has been playing a critical role in upscaling, or at least leveling up folks in ops. So if you're looking to learn about ops and B2B, from startups to mid-market companies, this is your go-to guy. He understands like the back of his hand. And yeah, I would highly recommend him to connect.
Awesome. You know, I want to take a moment, because I think we're getting a little bit back on track. That not everybody in this room may know what RevOps really means or what that is. And essentially it is the kind of the ascended blend of, at least as I envision it, and I think it more of it sort of philosophically, less sort of tactically. And it's really taking, it's where, you know, client success and product and marketing and sales all sort of come together as one sort of unit to get stuff done that is produce revenue. and how do we merge that? How do we deal with all of those entities and bring them sort of together? Is that kind of am I on track with that, Elise?
Yeah, I mean, it's hard because even today, right? If you were to ask any RevOps person, everyone has a different definition. It's
Okay.
like the biggest hot word right now, or continuing to be.
Yeah.
And truly, you know, there are two definitions. I think there are some folks that are more strategic and they will have a strategy, and then they have individual contributors who will go and produce the reports, right? It's generally sometimes folks who are like the sales and marketing demand gen, like yourself, Trevor, who will go and say, hey, Jeff, give me a report on this, right? But what we're finding is from leveling up these folks in these communities is that, well, now they want to sit at the table. Well, now they want to see all the numbers across sales, marketing, CS, and product. And they can give you that insight and visibility into your actual go-to-market engine. And
Perfect.
that is something that's from leveling up, like for communities like this, that is bringing up this role into a table, or at least a seat at the table with the executives.
And there you go. So if anybody said the Hotness Unleashers show wasn't going to teach you something new about what's happening in B2B, bam, we have just thwarted that narrative. Okay. Thank you, Elise. And there we go. So we were going to go back to our original mission, which is to talk about other people, other work in an intentional way. All right. So that means, Henry, you are up. And Jeff, sorry, welcome to the Hotness Unleasher community. You are welcome here. And I'll be reaching out later to congratulate you officially. All right, Henry, you are up. You ready to go?
I am ready.
Okay, let's do it.
And I want to talk to you a little bit about Chasen, right? I met Chasen here on LinkedIn. I met him really just through comments in different posts and different people that we're kind of intertwined with. And something that really resonates with me about Chasen is one, he runs a nonprofit, hrforyou.org, which is really, really phenomenal, the mission behind it. And it's really about people over everything. And it's really helping businesses and understanding, diversity, equity, inclusion, pay equity, that sort of thing. So I actually joined a partnership with him after meeting him through the DMs and then meeting him outside of that. And, really awesome, really excited to do some things with him on Monday. We're going to do some records on some stuff, and it's going to be pretty awesome. He does a lot for the community, people over everything.
I love it. And Henry, when I saw you bring him in, when we were kind of working out who we were going to announce and all that, I was like, yes, finally, Chasen is an OG in the Hotness Unleasher community by no stretch of the imagination. Okay, he's been around, and I'm like, why?
Why not?
Come on.
Why haven't
Chasen,
we?
I'm so excited, right? Because I literally have been seeing him around for months and months and months. And I'm so excited that he is now finally been inducted into the Hotness Unleasher community officially. Because Chasen, you've always been a member. All right. Whether you were announced or not, you've always been part of this group. And I'm just so thrilled that Henry brought you out officially. Okay. So with that, congratulations. Welcome, as if that even needed to be said. All right. So here we go. Jenna, you are up.
All right. My second person is Anna Gaynor. Anna is an amazing person. She's a career strategist, a career instructor, as well as a workplace well-being advocate. She's, like, a lot of people don't know this, but she's often sought after for interviews. She's been interviewed in the Time magazine, Huffington Post, LinkedIn News. Like, a lot of people don't even know this about her. But she is just one of the kindest, most generous people I've ever met. She not only provides great career advice and content. To me, she takes commenting to the next level. She's one of the best commenters on LinkedIn. She has one of the highest quality comments that she leaves on others' posts. So intentional, so thoughtful. She also puts out really great videos, and you just cannot be around Anna without going away feeling like this infusion of joy from her absolutely amazing personality. I don't think my experience on LinkedIn would be the same without her. I'm just so grateful to know her, and I cannot recommend her highly enough.
I want to say something, Jenna, that compliment of she makes the best comments, right? That those comments are thoughtful and heartfelt and insightful. That is a compliment of the highest order, right? When you notice that, because it's hard to see them sometimes, because they're not just on your own notifications, right? They're buried, right? And they're not just all about you. They could be anywhere. And they're kind of a one-to-one experience.
Yeah, and I see them I'll see some come up on my feed, and she's just so intentional and thoughtful in everything she does.
I love it. I love it. Okay, Anna, welcome to the Hotness Unleasher community. Anybody who gets called out for the quality of their comments is welcome here. Okay, so with that, thank you, Jenna. Okay, we're up. LaChelle, are you ready to go?
Yes.
Okay, let's do this.
All right. So my next person is Camille Jones. She is a mother and a business owner. So I think that's important. She's very authentic. She is able to really highlight how you can be a successful business person and a mom at the same time. She has great tips in her feed. She talks about wellness. She's very consistent. She's also a co host in the Social Saturday room. She also is a part of a Mom Link community where they do master classes to help empower women and men to be the best versions of themselves in business. So she is definitely a great connector and somebody you need to follow on LinkedIn.
I'm absolutely going to, because anybody connected to both Dan Roth and Susanna Dawn is somebody, and you, LaChelle, somebody I got to know, like right now, right? And it's funny, I was out pulling Camille's cover page, and there's more than one Camille Jones out in LinkedIn. I'm like, which one could it be? Could it be the one connected to Dan Roth, LaChelle, and Susanna Dawn? Come on. Yes, that's the one right there. Bam. So welcome, Camille, to the Hotness Unleasher community. You're welcome here, and I am excited to get to know you, because regaining energy and confidence without complicated workouts or meals take a lot of time. That's I need that. I need that. Okay, that brings us to Nausheen. Nausheen, are you ready?
Yes.
Okay, let's go. Bam, go.
So Terry is amazing. He is an OG when it comes to building your personal brand and entrepreneurship. And I had heard of him as this Entrepreneur Magazine's expert in residence. So I thought, okay, he's going to be like this celebrity type. He's not really going to give me like the time of day. But I couldn't be further from the truth. He is extremely humble, very friendly, and he has become an unofficial mentor of sorts for me. He's made so many introductions. He's shared so much of his knowledge. So if you guys aren't following him, I would really recommend that you do. He shares like actionable, no BS insights into how you can become an entrepreneur and, helps you save time and money.
Yes. And how do you become an entrepreneur is something that's very, very important to not just this group right here, but people in the audience right now, right? Because there's, like I said, this audience of Hotness Unleasher devotees are defined as, creators. They're intentional. They're out here. They're working. They're trying to create stuff from scratch. And so anybody who's in front of that machine is welcome to the Hotness Unleasher community. And again, it was like I was looking through, who do I know? Who are our common connections? And I tell you what, these 58 people that we have in common, I'm like, I can't even believe they would be willing to connect with me. And oh gosh, this, just kind of fanned out on that. So yeah, I love it. Thank you for bringing Terry into this community, Nausheen. I'm just thrilled to get to know him, and yeah, build something cool. All right. So with that, Nicole, are you ready to go? You're up.
I am so happy.
Hey, one more. Here we go. Bam, go.
There we go. Thanks, Trevor. I am so happy to announce my next Hotness Unleasher. This is Johanna Rennie. Wow. All I can say is the first time I laid my eyes on a piece of this girl's pastel painting, I fell in love. I mean, to be honest with you, I picture myself sitting in one of her landscapes, whether it's in a field of fragrant flowers or dipping my toes in a stream. There is so much emotion in her work. So I call her the magicianess with a paintbrush, though it's not a paintbrush. And I really encourage anyone on a Tuesday at 1 p.m. Eastern to join Johanna in her live painting. She's going to start with a blank canvas, and she is going to bring that thing to life.
Okay, man, I love it. Because David Ketchen in New Zealand is a guy who's doing a lot of art. And if you don't know David, I mean, he's all about it, because I know Nausheen knows David, and because he did a portrait of her. But I love this whole movement around the art right now, right? And look at this profile cover that Johanna's got, and it's got such a Monet vibe to it, and I totally dig it. So Johanna, welcome to the Hotness Unleashers community. Nicole, thank you for bringing her in. This is such a different mind space for me and for where I live and the kinds of things that I do. I welcome it, trying to grow, trying to expand, and again, congratulations and welcome in, and here we go. All right, that means you are up. Calvin, are you ready?
I'm ready, sir.
Let's do it.
All right, so we've been talking about OGs, but this guy is an original OG. I'm going to put an OG on this one because he's one of the few guys that I've really hang out with that's older than me, so I can just relax and lay back into his knowledge and wisdom. And I'm going to tell you a little bit about Ron. He's based out of Miami, the Fort Lauderdale area in Florida. So beautiful area, as you see in the background. And he's a guy who we connected a couple of years ago through the same coffee network in the morning. But what he does for me, you guys, is he motivates me. Now, people consider me to be a motivator and encourager, but what Ron will do on a consistent basis almost every week is he'll DM me, hit me real hard with, hey, buddy, you got to do it today. This is your day. This is your day. The day that has been made for you, whatever. He's quoting scripture, whatever he needs to do to get me motivated, excited. So he's the guy that you need to connect with. The other reason I wanted him in this grouping is because of my four. He's probably the one that's least known about what he does and how he excites and encourages. So I really want to get him global, worldwide, and Hotness Unleasher is the place to do it.
Awesome, man. I love this double OG, man. That is a new thing. And if anybody said it before, then you just said it again, but we're going to own that double OG. I love it. Right. Can we get a triple? But we're going to take a double because that is so good, Calvin. Man, some respect out here. All right. That's what we're calling for, man. Okay. Double OG, Ron, you are welcome to the Hotness Unleasher community. Keep it coming. Awesome. Okay, we are really cruising along. I think we're doing pretty good right now. All right, so that means Elise, you are up. Are you ready?
Yes.
Okay, let's go.
Next up, we have Lorena Morales. I know it's another RevOps. I'm sorry. But I've come to know them, and they're just amazing. Okay, Lorena's amazing. So I first met her because I was managing the advisor program at my previous workplace. And she is one of those folks where she's very knowledgeable. She doesn't judge you. She just understands and is a great listener. So one of the things she's really passionate about is women in leadership. And so what does that look like, especially for, ethnicities in America, right? Like growing up in the executive ladder, what does that look like? What are those challenges? And she's really great as a sounding board, especially if you want to grow up in that space, whether that's becoming a leader or whether that's doing more work in RevOps, that's your girl.
Okay, man. So one of the things that I do is I've tried to get prepared for this, right? I put the slides together. And as you guys are kind of giving me your names, really all I'm doing is checking to make sure that somebody hasn't been already announced, right? That's kind of my filter. I really want to be sort of surprised too. And so I didn't recognize Lorena's name, but did I recognize like her cover, right? Like her profile banner? Yes, absolutely. I mean, we're connected and I don't see her everywhere, but I've seen her enough to like, okay, I remember her. And I love that you brought her in because I haven't gotten to know her, but by all means, welcome Lorena to the Hotness Unleashers community. Thank you, Elise, for bringing her in and calling out her strengths and what she's really all about. I just, every single person that gets announced, I just fall in love with, literally just fall in love. So, all right, here we go. Oh, Nausheen, that was an example of me not completing and articulating an entire word. So there you go. All right, here we go. All right. Okay. Henry, are you ready?
I am ready.
Okay, let's go.
All right. And I think I'm going to triple OG this one. Is this the triple OG?
This could be a triple OG. Yeah.
This can be a triple OG. I think Jules. So Jules, she's just amazing. Her story. I mean, if you just follow her at all, her story is just really inspiring across the board. I mean, when she talks about her life in general, healthcare leader, learning development person, phenomenal, right? Any organization would be lucky to have her in it. I love having her. I met her on, I think through Social Saturday and through some other forums, and you kind of just take it to the DMs, and before you know it, you're having a coffee chat, and you just feel that connection, and we're both real people driven, and just really happy to have her in my network. So shout out to Jules.
So I got to say that, so Jules has been hanging around the Hotness Unleasher community for a bit, and I'm pretty sure that she's been announced once before. But when you brought her in, I had to say, like, okay, we're gonna double dip on the old Hotness Unleasher announcement. We're gonna break the rules here because Jules has been going through some stuff. Okay. And I want to take a moment and take this entire community and to focus on how awesome she is and that she does not forget that. Okay. Because she gets tempted to forget it. And then she tells us about it 2 weeks later. All right. All right. Listen, Jules, you are valued here. Your contributions are meaningful. They're meaningful to me. I love that you and I have met in real life and that we communicate via SMS text. Okay. That's important to me. And that I am excited for the next step in your journey. And I am just hoping and putting positive energy into the world that you're going to land this new job and that you and Oakley are just going to continue to kick ass. So with that, don't go away, continue to participate. And Henry, thank you for bringing her up. And I'm so thrilled to announce her as, yes, a triple OG in the Hotness Unleasher community. All right. With that drama, gotta slow down a bit. Okay. All right, Jenna, you are up. Are you ready to go?
I'm ready.
Okay, let's do it.
Okay. Jacob Schwer, he did that. He probably changed his profile there on purpose. Who knows Jacob? I feel like you haven't experienced LinkedIn fully if you don't know Jacob. He recently joined the Best Postcards, which is a really fun brand that does direct mail as their director of social media. He just writes totally unique, different, fun, insightful, hilarious content. But what I love also about Jacob is that he is simultaneously hilarious and so full of heart. He really has a heart of gold. Again, one of the people who go beyond words. He was one of the first people to help with the LinkedIn collaboration project for the water project. He'll go the extra mile for people when they really need it most. Super creative, hilarious, and just all around awesome. You just have to know Jacob if you're on LinkedIn.
Okay, and I do know Jacob a little bit. I would love to know him better. I mean, he and we were in the Santa Hat Club toward the end, and that was super fun. It was like one of our little secret DM chat room clubs, and that was terrific. And just so you know that this Ron Burgundy, so Jacob has his video running behind it, right? And so when I did the screenshot, it just happened to freeze on this.
Yeah,
on this
image. Got the red hair.
And I thought, should I fix that? Should I fix that? What would Jacob want? Well, I think he wants this.
There he is in the comments. You can see his photo there.
Yeah. All right, Jacob. Welcome to the Hotness Unleasher community. It's about time. All right, which means LaChelle, you are up. You ready?
Yes.
Let's do it.
All right. My next person is Misty Lee Riston. She and I got connected actually off the app. She was a guest for my season 2 live stream TV series on Sandra TV Network. We became power partners, and our goal was to build our brand along with the other co-hosts during a 12-month period. Well, we have been able to grow a community on LinkedIn called Bold Voices, where we have panel interviews weekly. But more importantly, I'm also an international best-selling author, along with Nick here on this panel, as a result of being connected to Misty Lee. She is a compiler where she works with group authors, and I'm telling you, she's just like a silent threat. You don't even realize what you're contributing to, but you look up and you're an international best-selling author in record time. So if you are thinking about writing a book or just getting that process started, really tapping into some of your inner trauma and really just working through a lot of those things, she's somebody to connect to.
Man, I'm so thankful that you brought her up, because I love to find people who've got like 86 connections on LinkedIn, because I feel like, oh, I could really just get in there and be that triple OG, right? And I love it, even though I'm really late to her party. So, in any case, LaChelle, thank you for bringing her into the Hotness Unleasher community. Misty Lee, you are welcome here. And I did notice that, LaChelle, you refer to her as Misty, so
yes,
it took me a minute to find her, but in any case, I did, and I'm thrilled. And again, all right, so that means you are up. Nausheen, you ready?
Yes.
Okay, let's go. Let's do this thing. Bam.
So Debbie, she is a firecracker, and she's also one of those no BS people. I think that's just the kind of person I'm really attracted to, because there's just so much fluff around, but she really tells it like it is, and she's the real deal. I've talked to her. I'm going to do a podcast with her. I've recorded it and I haven't published it yet, but she's really the real deal. And it's really funny because you look at her and you don't know who she really is. Like, her pictures look photoshopped sometimes. At least that's the first thing I thought. Like, who is this person? But she's amazing. She really knows what she's talking about. Her pictures are not photoshopped. She looks that lovely in real life. And she has a ton of knowledge about marketing and building your personal brand. So I really recommend that you connect with Debbie.
Okay, and I am already connected to Debbie, and I just, thank you for that. Thank you for kind of bringing some insight into what she's really about. And I really appreciate it, because, sometimes it's you just can't get through it all, right? And so it's terrific. The thing that actually stood out to me the most was anybody who lives in Spain. I am like totally envious. Now I know you live in France, that's pretty close to Spain, but like, if I could live anywhere in the world, I'd be over there with Debbie and with Yuval and anybody else who's hanging out in Spain, because I just think that's the coolest place ever. All right, which brings us to Nicole. Are you ready to go? Nicole, are you ready?
I'm ready.
Okay, let's do it.
Okay, so my next Hotness Unleasher is another member of the Hounds, as Johanna is, and she is Nathalie Villeneuve. I hope I got that right. The first time I met her was on one of Mike Ashabana's Hounds of Business live shows, which is Wednesday at 7 p.m. And I was just blown away by her. I seem very attractive to the creative types. And I'm sure that's because of the creativity that I also feel in my self-expression. So Nathalie's paintings are bright, vivid. They just make me feel alive, to be honest with you. And she also is, she's also doing coloring books as well as journals. And you definitely work through your self-expression through art with her. So I encourage you to connect with Nathalie and Johanna and us being a part of the Hounds. Thank you so much.
Absolutely. And I did see that Natalie was in this in this community. I mean, or in the comments already. And so, I'm excited that, that you brought her in, and I love that she's got a QR code here in her profile banner. So so thrilled about that. So in any case, Natalie, welcome to the Hotness Unleasher community. Excited to get to know you. And it's terrific. So with that, Calvin, I think we got one more round to go, and we got to hustle so that Nausheen, because she's got a hard stop in 7 minutes. You ready, buddy?
Yes, sir. I am.
Let's do it.
Let's do it. All right. So my fourth and final, my closer is Vicky J. O'Grady Longo. And Vicky and I met maybe about a year or so ago, but like someone else said on the panel, we've become intensely close. In fact, she calls me her bestie. She is in pharmaceutical sales. That's her day job, which is the same as my wife's. That might be why we connect so well. But then also, she has this thing about joy. So that her real job is bringing joy. And what I wanted to say before, Trevor, was some people have the toxic positivity. She has the opposite of that. Her positivity is going somewhere. It's going to take you in a place. And the joy that she brings, I mean, it's just amazing. She's also in New York City, in the New York metro area. So it's a tough area to try to bring joy to some people, but she's doing it. And hopefully one day my goal is to try to be on stage with her so we can go tit for tat and bring it all to the people. But she is a chief joy officer.
Awesome. Okay, so Vicky, welcome to the Hotness Unleashers community. Thank you, Calvin, for bringing her in. And my very first sales job was in pharmaceutical sales, so I kind of get what that's about too. All right, let's go. All right, Elise, you are up.
My next person is Asia Corbett. Trevor, do you know her?
Apparently, I'm connected to her, but I don't know her.
Yeah, she's also she's been taking a break as well. But for those of you who know her, we met at Rev Genius. Rev Genius is a community for go-to-market teams, about 30,000 plus people now. She's the first person to say, "How are you?" with capital letters YOU. Like, really, like, tell me how you are today, right? It's not one of those things where you combine, like, how are you? Good. Okay, great. You can go on your own day. It's really like, how are you doing today? And how can I help? Right. And I think that that's so important as a person, as a professional, as a friend. And I think she really reminds us that every day it doesn't matter where you are in your role. It doesn't matter how busy you are, but how are you doing and how can I help? And so if you don't know her, follow her. If you're interested in learning more about community as well as RevOps or operations, she now works for Bread. If you're interested in Bread, the financial company, she would be the person to talk to.
Perfect. All right. Thank you so much, Elise, for bringing her in. And I'm excited to get to know her better. Asia, welcome to the Hotness Unleashers community, which brings us to Henry. Let's make it happen here, buddy.
And mine is Dustin Dale. So Dustin's got a really cool story. So if you follow him out there, he's got a really inspiring story. He's another one that's like a people first leader. He's a best-selling author. He's got 2 books out, and it's like learning to lead by serving. And he always talks about how, it's all about taking care of people and really reaching out to them. He's a motivational speaker, does a lot of consulting and that sort of stuff in the leadership development space. So phenomenal guy to connect with, phenomenal content. If you get a chance, check him out. He's also in Ohio. I think we just had somebody else from there too. So he's just a really amazing guy. I'm glad to meet him through DMs and through obviously coffee chats and stuff like that. So
awesome. He's one of these guys too that I hear a lot about, and I have not had a chance to really connect with. So even though we are, actually officially connected, I love it. All right. Thank you so much. Okay, Jenna, you are up.
All right, Alka Howard. Alka, she is the founder of Warrior Mindset Solutions. She's an amazing life coach for women, helps them break through burnout, overcome stress, a huge joy instiller, helps people bring the joy back in their lives. She's like such deep knowledge about reframing mindsets. She's just has so much knowledge. And I had to mention Alka because there likely would not have been a Jenna Irving on LinkedIn, or this Jenna Irving still on LinkedIn without her. She followed and supported me back when I had like 30 connections before I even started posting. She gave me the full LinkedIn tour, encouraged me when I wasn't even sure, like, what is this place? She encouraged me to keep creating, writing with her connections, and brought me out of the shadows here. That's the kind of person she is. She goes way beyond words, very intentional, compassionate in all that she does, an amazing, all around amazing person leading the community.
Love it. All right. Thank you. Thank you so much, Jenna. Alka, welcome to the Hotness Unleashers community. I have seen you around and I'm thrilled to be it. Now I'm going to skip over LaChelle's and we're going to go straight to Nausheen because I know that she has got to go. So Nausheen, you are up.
Thank you, Trevor. Did not want to rush everyone.
No,
Thank
it's okay.
you so much. So Melanie is another amazing human being. She is, I don't know, quadruple OG. It's not a competition. So she has been around for a while, since 2020, and you can see she's a huge, she is a LinkedIn influencer, as much as that term is cringeworthy for a lot of people, and she never uses it, but I'm happy to use it for her. She was on my podcast last week, but that's not the reason why I wanted to highlight her. If you're not connected, you should definitely check her out. She probably gets a lot of connection requests, but if you mention us, you might get a chance. I'm sure she'll check you out. She'll say yes to connecting with you. And she's just a really wonderful human being. She's very humble and she's very open to sharing. She already kind of, told me so much about how she's grown and all the strategies that she's used. So just a wonderful person.
Awesome, man. When I was putting her slide together and looking through her profile and thinking, holy smokes, 185,000 followers and on LinkedIn, that's a lot, right? That's another level. And so I took a moment. I was like, okay, how does this even happen? And got a feel for what she's about. And I was like, okay, I got some stuff to learn here. So that slowed me down. And I just want to say, Nausheen, welcome. Thanks for bringing Melanie in. Thank you for introducing her to me and to all of us. And because I don't think that I wouldn't have crossed paths with her. So here we go. Let's see what happens. All right. That means that we are going to go back to LaChelle and Nausheen. If you have to drop, it is now officially on the hour. It looks like Elise has got to go too.
Cool.
So
thank you guys. Thank you,
totally
Trevor.
Get that. You're welcome. All right. Thanks
Good
so much.
seeing all of you. Bye.
Okay. All right. Here we go. I'm going to do my little drum roll and then we're going to go up instead of down. There we go. Here we go. You're up.
All right. So my last person is Ajit Dodani. And if you are looking for someone that can help you grow in self-development, he is the one. He talks a lot in his rooms about empathy. He has a lot of hard conversations. He has several guests that really highlight a lot of important topics as a entrepreneur. You go through the struggles of limiting beliefs and just the whole thing of how to be kind and just a number of challenges that we have in business. He really focuses on addressing those in a way that is where you're able to be vulnerable, but also have solutions and practical tips that you can begin to use in order to start making some different choices for some better outcomes. So he has some wonderful rooms, audio rooms on LinkedIn on Thursdays. So I encourage everybody to follow him and attend some of his sessions. He has great guests and great content.
Awesome. And I love this picture that he's put of himself up here on this, at SoFi Stadium here on his profile banner. I think that really speaks a lot to who he is that we might not see through a traditional sort of, LinkedIn profile. And it kind of gives a glimpse. And I'm like, yeah, I got to know that guy. I know that guy. He looks like he's having a ton of fun up there and really hamming it up and in an interesting place and, wearing a sweet jacket. So dig it. Totally dig it. All right. So thank you so much, LaChelle, for bringing him into the Hotness Unleasher community. Ajit, you are welcome here, buddy. All right, Nicole, that brings us to our last Hotness Unleasher of the day. And are you ready?
I'm ready.
Okay, let's make it happen. There we go.
So Tanya is my newest connection on LinkedIn. And I want to say that her and her husband, Michael, the owners of Brand Face, are just phenomenal. This duo is dynamic. There's no other way to say it. They're married, they're professional, they are warm, they are everything that you want to work with if you are looking to build your personal brand. So I really do encourage you to connect with them. They have wonderful mastermind courses. They are also the newest members of the Hounds of Business. And as you know, in this community, we full on support each other. So I do encourage you to connect with Tanya.
Absolutely, I will. And when I went out and made my slide last night, I realized that, hey, I did reach out to her to connect, and my connection request is still pending. So, Tanya, time to accept my connection request. Okay. And with that, we have come to the end of our show. And yes, we did lose Nausheen and Elise, but alas, we have actually come very, very close to sticking with the goal of keeping it within an hour. And if I had just not talked so much, we would have. But I got some things to say. Okay, I want to say thank you guys so much for showing up early on a Saturday morning, at least early for me. It's been a pleasure to get to know all of you better, and in pretty much all the cases here, this is the first time that we've ever actually had, a live exchange like this. And I want to say welcome to all of the Hotness Unleashers. The next show is scheduled for June 17th, and I'm already almost like halfway full. So I've got Mike Asherbrander coming in. I've got Dr. Leland, so CJ will be there. I've got Jesse Van Brugel going to be there, maybe Kate Irwin, and I'm still looking for 3 more people for that particular show. So, or maybe 4 if Kate can't show. But listen, this has been so much fun. I feel like it is the emerging spirit of what LinkedIn can be, and I want to just embrace that and celebrate that. And again, anybody who's here and wants to reach out and connect with me, do it. Anybody and anybody who's been announced that I'm not already connected with, expect that you will get that from me shortly. So with that, have a great Saturday, everybody. Thank you for coming out today. Thank you for all the comments. And it's been fantastic. Have a great week. Take care.
Thank
Bye.
you, sir.
Thank
Take
you.
care.
Have a good one.
Bye.
Bye.